MaxPax is playing the Terran Gauntlet today. He took down Maru in the previous round. If that ain't an audition for Kua in the semis, then potentially Bjorn in the finals, I don't know what is. Let's see if he can keep up this Terran win streak then. Let's see if he can get it done against the Terrans to take him to another Kung Fu Cup title. MaxPax in the bottom right corner of the map. The top left, our red Terran is Kua. As we get this one up and running in the next few moments, let me just very quickly grab predictions, my friends, as some people are asking for them. Get those set up. And then let's have a look at what goes down between Kua and MaxPax. Cool to see Kua playing online events again. Obviously took a break because of his arm injury. Still ended up going to ESL in Sweden, but obviously he hadn't played really too much else, online-wise at least for a while, so yeah, mixing that up, and good to see him back in action in these online cups. You know, he was a staple in Kung Fu Cups. He's a staple in online events in general. Kua doesn't like to skip out in events, which is when you knew the arm thing was pretty serious for him before we even saw him in Sweden with the bionic brace. Probe scouting to the upper left side of the map. A little bit of a look-see as to what is going on, just to get things going. And just going to be having our SCV getting a couple nibbles off on a probe there for a few moments. And yeah, what's up, Lex470? Thank you so much for the 18-month resub on the Prime. Thank you so much for subscribing. CC coming down the natural, orbital command still just coming through. And we have ourselves a few moments of getting built up, a few moments of getting going here in this game number 1. Yeah, nothing, not even like a forward nexus or anything along those sides, along those lines. Very just chilling forward for the moment. So the council is producing, so MaxPax, he's just going to go into that Twilight straight away. Still kind of expecting him to play that kind of blink, aggressive kind of style. And he goes for this Twilight. He does sometimes go into the fast ETs as well, to be fair, so that is also an option for him. That's also a possibility. Now Reaper and Marines combined, looking to get this Adept, and that Adept's a little stuck here. It's just going to get away. The Marines couldn't keep in range to finish it off, so MaxPax gets out alive, but hurt. Again, wouldn't mind building the drop potential there, of course, as we do start a Chrono Boost. That blink looks like we actually didn't host with Game Heart here, guys. Just a preemptive apology for that. I'm not hosting these games. The referee is usually they're pretty good at hosting with the Game Heart, but obviously something just bugged out or so. Just apologies. You'll not be seeing work kills on the side of your screen. You'll not be seeing the upgrade countdowns. Just a couple extra things that Game Heart provides us, the income graphs and so on as well. But otherwise still be fine to enjoy this game. They'll probably fix it up for game number 2 without too many issues. Pretty quick and easy fix typically, as a Reaper drops a grenade down. Stalker continue to chase for just a little bit as well. Really much else to add in here as a few Marines come forward, and there's an Adept right out the front, which is going to get just pushed away. Adept continues to shade by. A couple other Marines continue to join up together. Adept goes shading. The Marine's going to turn back around. It's just going to go back up the left-hand side as you have our other gateway just morphing in as well. So just getting that going. Robo Facility, Chrono Boosting out of the Warp Prism. This Prism going to pop. Blink is going to be done. Going to be seeing our Prism starting to head out to the upper left-hand side. The Raven on the way, the Marines, the Siege Tank, all of that is still producing, and MaxPax is going to continue to move out to that top left side of this. Refinery still coming up on the natural expansion. Now Medivac is going to go boosting forward, so into this main base. A couple of Widow Mines will get set, a couple of Stalkers begin to warp in. There's the first Widow Mine burrowing. Stalkers not going to be the target there. We get one probe on the assimilator. The rest of the Stalkers obviously gathered across the map ready to pounce into the mineral line or into the natural in general. Gets a couple shots on the bunker, took one shot of the tank, and just decided that that was that. And that's pretty much just going to lead to us just disengaging and kind of chilling for the moment as our Stalkers, okay, now come around the side. Force the SCV pull away, and the damage will start to add up here a little bit. MaxPax warping in that additional round of Stalkers as well. See now, Stalker's now going to hop up towards this main base. There's a couple of Marines that can fight from afar. Just trying to put in a little bit of work over there. As the Prism and the Stalkers pull back on out. And deeper on this side, then she takes some damage as well. Engineering Bay getting the +1. Extra Stalkers, I mean, MaxPax really wants to try and send this. He's so good usually at finding ways in with the Stalkers to find damage. The first Stalkers blinked in a little early almost compared to the rest, but then it kind of still works out. It's going to continue to fight here. Stalkers going to trade as the SCVs pull in. The Marines push forward. These Stalkers do end up blinking away and trying to get themselves out of as much trouble as possible. Stalker's going to reposition for the main, but at this point we've lost quite a few. 6 already down. This is going to be 7 as we lose the next one. Next couple go down. We're going to be up towards 10 even. The Prism goes down with Stalkers inside as well. Disaster for MaxPax. That's it. That's all of his potential follow-up aggression. He will kill this mine drop that's heading home, but other than that, this really was disastrous. This was absolutely terrible for him. This was not really how this was meant to be going, and all of a sudden, MaxPax is in a position where he is just straight up. Is he dead? Kua just goes across the map. No stim from Kua. That's one thing to at least look at here, right? So, no stim pack, but I mean, 48 SCVs to 51 probes is fine. Yeah, no, maybe MaxPax isn't dead, but he doesn't have charge. He's only got Stalkers. If this army just had stim, it would be over. The fact it doesn't have stim gives us a little bit of life still, gives us a little bit of hope perhaps, gives us a little bit of meaning. Okay, I'm going to come around this bottom side. I'm just going to be coming in for an auto turret initially. It's just going to drop that straight through as we continue to go and just seeing if we can find a little bit more damage at this point. A little bit of a shot or two coming in for the moment. I mean, just trying to find something, as in the end, Q is going to back it up. He's not actually going to continue through just yet. I do feel like he's kind of getting away with a little bit of a steal right now. As MaxPax, this felt like this should have been terrifying for him, but he's at least going to get charge up. Again, the lateness of those bio upgrades, the stim, the combat, those are what's really kind of caused this here. Those are the thing that's really going to make a big difference, I guess, at the end of the day. Another auto turret attempt, not going to really succeed in too big of a way, and too much of a meaning. Just going to see our tanks unsieging, just going to move over with the rest of this bio force. We are just seeing our tanks and bio. Well, with the upgrades, I mean, I guess the upgrade, just the general lead is still here from Kua, right, of just having much more supply. The equal worker count has been there for a while at this stage as well. You grab that Stalker, the Prism coming back through the top, heading back in toward the main base. A couple of Winter Mines burrowing up, a couple of Zealots continue through. Going after these couple of SCVs, the Zealots in the main base will start to ravage as well. As our bio stims forward, a couple of Stalkers getting chased away immediately. Battery gonna get knocked down. Next battery, oh, Nexus in a bit of trouble. Zealots still swiping. Missile turrets going down. All pylons going down. The battery going down as well. And this does feel as though at this point we've kind of got ourselves game on the board. I mean, you're kind of knocked down to 2 bases here as MaxPax. There's not really much kind of sticking around you can do in this scenario, I feel like. Bio just comes back over and really feels as though this one is looking as though we're just going to have ourselves just too much Terran. Kua going to be taking game 1 as MaxPax comes for the final breakout. I mean, just losing so many Stalkers, losing the Prism. was so deadly for him. With the Storm, it was a decent attempt. As the Bio has reinforcements showing up as well, just to absolutely guarantee that this one is done and dusted. That we are going to game 2 with a Cure advantage. GG from MaxPax. Cure takes game 1 and has himself the lead. In the bottom left-hand corner, our Blue Protoss player from Storm Gaming, down 1 map. This is MaxPax looking to bounce back in this best of 3. He's had a lot of top 4 finishes, even winning the 3rd place match a lot of the time in these Kung Fu Cups. Has sometimes struggled more often than not to hit the finals, though. Not that he has been in the finals a few times, he has won some of these, but yeah, just comparatively, maybe expected him to be in the finals a little bit more than he has been. Top right Cure is the red Terran player, as we get ourselves going for game number 2. Okay, we're going down, barracks getting set up. We do have our refinery, our assimilator all coming through for the moment. Pulling back up, Rax Gateway, both coming in for the moment. Reaper, Psych, the core, Zealot. Zealot's obviously fun because it means if you do commit to that Zealot, you have a little bit more aggression across the map, for example. So that's, you know, something we can definitely look at as a point of possible intrigue. Nexus Cybercore all coming online here. Just going to be seeing our CC getting down the low ground. Our Reaper still just venturing back and forth a little bit and just again trying to see a little bit of what's going on. Get some of that early game information rolling, get this game truly underway. See how things all end up as it continues to journey. Into the center, Reaper gonna show up, Zealot's gonna get attacked a little bit. Zealot's not gonna have much luck at all. A few swipes on the Marine, that's about it. See a bunker coming up, pretty safe setup. The Adept gets here and is gonna try to find something. Obviously, SCV's alone, you're shading away. Manzana finishes. The SCV was safe inside. He tried to get greedy and go into the bunker, which would allow him... So the idea was he wanted the SCV out of the CC so you could morph the orbital. But by doing that with the Adept still there, the Adept then got the kill on the SCV. So, a little something as we just have a couple of... Well, Adept still shading around. Reaper is going to still be chased for a little bit. Just a few moments longer there, but I guess nothing too serious at the end of the day. Reaper and the Hellion will join up together. Reaper coming through, Adept comes in, Reaper is going to go down, so that will fall. So we've seen the Hellion still coming across, a little bit more damage being dealt here. And that is going to be the end of it. Of course, a lot of this is just kind of scouting information you're typically trying to gather, so just kind of coming through and working our way on that as the Adept continues to try to set up a little bit of something, get some damage done. There's a few Marines chase this Adept around the back of this mineral line. And the Adept going to take a lot of shots. Marine's going to work through a lot of it. It's HP dropping. It actually still is in the main base, but it's supported by a couple Phoenix. Going to try and get some SCVs. SCV number 2 goes down. Phoenix now lifting up an SCV to get 1 kill. The Marines, though, on top of that Phoenix, it takes a lot of damage beyond its shields. That actually does add up a little bit. More Phoenix still venturing around the right side. And Starport just going to swap on over to a tech lab as well. Phoenix lifting, trying to get these Widow Mines. We lose a Phoenix, though, to the Widow Mine splash that goes off, so actually pretty nice to get rid of a Phoenix. Anything you can do to cut down the Phoenix numbers is typically pretty good. It's kind of funny, this series is playing out very similarly to the MaxPax Maru series, where MaxPax blinks the first game, doesn't really succeed. Phoenix plays the second and does very well. Obviously, he doesn't necessarily do very well here just yet, but then obviously ended up winning that series. So it's just similarities right now to maybe keep an eye on, to keep in mind. As the medevac comes through the top sides, a couple of Phoenix in the center. Coming across as well. Just for the moment, trying to see what sort of trouble we can get up to in the next little while. Phoenix coming through, a couple of Marines getting lifted off for just a little bit. Marines and the Cyclone coming back in towards the natural, and we do have ourselves the... Again, all the bio upgrades basically coming into place, so it's going to be a little while until you can really be aggressive here. Just a little while until we get this going. Well and truly. Phoenix gonna get the Raven. Firefall still moving through the center, still got STEM, Combat +1 all coming up here. Colossus, our Phoenix, our Extended Thermal Lance coming through as well. Phoenix actually in some trouble. Oh my goodness, the high ground. Meant we didn't actually lose that one. That's kind of incredible, no? That is kind of bonkers if you ask me. I really felt like that was just a given Phoenix loss. Even when the Cyclone lost the lock, and I really thought there was going to at least be some Marines doing something. I really thought the Marines at least were going to be able to finish off the Phoenix. Another Phoenix here. That one didn't get recalled, so that one does get caught and killed. Super Battery putting in some work. Well, just a couple moments then, and again, trying to see what we can do as we work our way forwards. It's going to be between our Cyclone locking on. Phoenix going to take a little shot or so. I don't mind unburrowing and pulling back over the sides just a little bit. I'm just going to see our Colossi continue to come through, continue to chase for just a little while. That goes Academy still coming up. Still getting ourselves settled here in this. Trying to figure out what else might still go down for a little while. Continues to push on forwards. It's chasing for a little while still. Going to be seeing now the Colossi actually going to be able to jump on this. So the Colossus count getting there. It's a little bit sad, just, 5 Phoenix dead throughout this game. The Phoenix count this could have been would have just been so much more terrifying potentially than what it is now. That's obviously the sad part of this, right? This is the disappointing part, I suppose you could even say. Just because you expect it to be that much better, you expect it to go that much smoother. Phoenix are the kind of units you're meant to keep alive. That said, the Colossi are putting in work. If we can deal with those Widow Mines low ground, we're dealing with the drop in the main. There's still the main army out the front. Not to be careful, I guess the Colossi can walk up the high ground. They eat a Widow Mine shot, though, and Widow Mine shots will add up a little bit at least, so something we've got to be somewhat careful of. Like I say, here's the, this is what I was saying. Be careful of these units. They were walking up to the main, but now they path back down to the low ground. So double Colossus kill for Cure. MaxPax floating money as well. He's struggling right now. He is not dealing with this as well as he kind of needs to. Not at all. See now, Colossus still coming through. The bio's still underneath the medevacs. All gathering up as just CC under some trouble as well. So fourth base will be delayed, but of course, I really feel like losing. I mean, it just feels like the kind of game you shouldn't be looking good in right now, right? Because this is a game where MaxPax has lost a lot of Phoenix. It's a game where he's lost a bunch of the Colossi now as well. Like, this really begins to feel as though the sort of situation where things shouldn't really go, well for you anymore, honestly. Big drop in the main base, 14 pros going down. Remember, Q is up 1 in this series. As the Colossi continue in, and we are just going to be having ourselves the Phoenix being chased around a little bit. I kind of want to say that we're on our way to this one coming to a close. MaxPax is going to try and keep it up, though, with the Prism in the main base, put a little bit more pressure out into the world. Archons, Colossi, the Immortals still pressing through as well. Continue to chase. A couple of these Medivacs actually going to take some shots off the Archons. MaxPax, does he maybe believe he's got like one big push still in him, and if he can have one big successful push, maybe there is a world where that could work out. Not going to count it out just yet. Still pushing forward, going to have ourselves the Woodermine to get first connection. MaxPax is up against a lot of ghosts. I think it's fair to say this is probably unlikely to necessarily work out, but let's see. The Zealots are bleeding out early. Okay, this is definitely not looking pretty at all. EMPs start to go down. Woodermines will press forward. The EMP's going down. Archon's taking quite a bit of damage. Yeah, I mean, it's just, again, with EMPs, the Dream Pro Terran army, and we've just been losing so much from the Protoss throughout. Resources lost is probably, 2,500 difference. Which is pretty sizable, obviously. But it's not exactly something you just kind of, pick yourself up and get over from. Not at all. And I do genuinely think we've got ourselves this game-ending fight, as there's just not enough here from MaxPax. There's just no way to hold on anymore. This is pretty much going to do it. Those darts continue to drop down. And yeah, we are pretty much at a close now. ASQ is only 30 supply ahead. He actually lost a lot of SCVs, so in fairness, he's got a massive army supply in comparison to his opponent. But if he eats Disruptor shots, that's one way for this game to not actually be over still. That is one way for this to indeed actually keep itself up and running and going and all the rest of it. So maybe we're not in fact done completely just yet, even if it still feels like we're pretty much on the way to being a little done, at the very least. And the Disruptor shot going to find a Marauder and a Viking, so a nice little catch on those, and just going to turn around one more time. Archon goes down. Finally, we are going to have the push to close it out. Kira goes to the finals to take on Bjorn. MaxPax falls top 4. He will play Dark